What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So the American people are screwed because we can't handle what is coming, and what's coming is additional food shortages, and these shortages are about to explode. What most people don't realize is that we do not have the ability to just produce more food without having more workers, without having more equipment on farms, without having farmers with the ability to produce what they need to produce, and that includes fertilizer. So again, all these shortages are going to ramp up. We are going to see this happen very soon. Now, here's some shocking news. According to analysts from Moody's Analytics, they are saying that American consumers are spending $311 more per month to purchase the same stuff that we did just last year. Now, that's insane. The only difference right now in why the American people can't afford some of the things that they were affording last year is because there's no stimulus checks. Stimulus checks aren't coming. There's also no child tax credits coming to parents on a monthly basis, and these are going to hurt people substantially. We also know the increase to SNAP benefits. Well, this is actually being overtaken by the rise in food prices and overall inflation. Inflation over a month ago was 8.5%. That was very high. Now it's 8.3%. It's still very high. The problem is the American people can't afford anything over 8%. Honestly, over 7% is still a huge burden. That's why many are saying we need more support. Now, consumers, we are spending more money on food, rent, services, travel, even gasoline. And experts believe that even though the consumer price index shows that things have moderated, this could simply be a head fake. And the problem remains that prices are still up substantially since 2020 or even 2021. And the biggest problem is that the issues that are currently causing prices to rise to such levels are still going on. Yes, these things have not been fixed. We still have many issues. Some of these issues include, stimulus payments that were contributing to inflation. Well, or contributing in part. I don't want to say stimulus checks were the sole factor, but they were a major part. Now, these have been distributed. The majority of Americans have spent their money, and so because of that, they cannot afford the things that are costing more money. Also, shutting down pipelines is leading to higher gas prices. And as gas prices increase, guess what? So does everything else. Now, moving to be more global friendly, right? And having more smaller footprint, this is costing Americans a lot more than they bargained for. And most people don't realize how much more they're spending every single month. Honestly, up until a few months back, I didn't know exactly how much I was spending on food. It was just, we'd go to the store. Okay, we always get these certain items. I pick them off the shelf, slide my card, good to go. But that's the problem, is some people, they don't have that luxury. And you have to understand that as prices increase on anything, it hurts the lower income, then it goes to the middle income, and then eventually it works its way up. And that's the problem, is the majority of Americans aren't in the top tier. We're actually in the bottom. So again, major issues. We also know COVID is still causing major concerns due to our worker shortage and our supply chain shortages. And then if you factor in what's going on in China and the lockdowns that are happening over there, well, this causes even more issues. And then we will throw on top of all that the war between Russia and Ukraine. This is obviously causing a lot of concerns. And most people don't realize how much we are dependent on other countries' goods. For example, Russia, we were buying like 600 million barrels of oil per month. Okay, I believe it was per month. Yeah, per month from Russia. Okay, so that maybe I believe it was 600,000 barrels of oil per day. Excuse me. Want to make sure I get that right. That's how much we were buying from Russia. We'd still get wheat. There's precious metals. We get a lot of these things from Russia and Ukraine. Now, we can't get that. It's costing even more money. But the truth is that these things are endless. What's going on right now? This is endless. Let me just read you this. It says, this is supply chain issues, surging demand, production costs, and swaths of relief funds all have a role to play, they say, but politics tend to cause one to point the finger at the supply chain or the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 as the main culprits. That's what they're saying is causing inflation. Again, it could be. I'm not going to say it's not, because I can tell you it is. The stimulus money, the money to states and federal government and to local agencies, this is causing a lot more inflation because guess what? The money is sitting within the states. States aren't spending all this money, so they still have it. But again, that's not it. There's still more issues as well. We know diesel is in short supply, especially the issues that we're seeing over on the East Coast right now. And what many people don't realize is that diesel runs out, food that normally is transported by truckers can't be shipped. Guess what happens there? Causes additional shortages. Yeah, causes additional shortages. There's nothing we can do about that. If goods can't be delivered, then businesses, and again, this is something that many executives are saying, is that if their products can't be delivered, whether you're Kroger or you're Amazon or you're Nike, doesn't matter. If your products cannot be delivered to the stores, guess what happens? Management of those stores has a responsibility to keep the store open, but they would likely lay off employees, or, and this is what's likely to happen, they will start cutting hours. It's like, okay, you're a full-time employee, you work 38 hours per week. Well, now you only work 30. We're getting rid of 8 hours per week. 8 hours per week. Okay, let's say you make $20 an hour. I'm only using $20 an hour because I don't feel like doing the math on $12 an hour. But let's say you make $20 per hour and you work less, you're going to work 8 hours less per week. That means every single week you're going to make $160 less. Okay, that's what? The $160 less, $320 every 2 weeks, $640 less per month. $640 less. That's just by getting a cut in hours, not even losing your job. And the majority of Americans would not be able to survive that. That would be detrimental. Now, here's what I can tell you. The government used to be able to provide bailouts. And we could provide bailouts to businesses so that they don't have to worry about, laying people off. But we don't have the luxury to do that. Not with $30 trillion in debt. Again, it's just one of those things that we have to consider is, what do we do now? Well, again, that's not the end of it. There's still more issues. Farmers are relying heavily on diesel. And remember when I said that diesel is in short supply? Well, if a farmer cannot get diesel for their tractors and their equipment, farmers who rely heavily on diesel are going to be sitting there with nothing to do because their equipment has run dry. Again, it's a major issue. Then also farmers rely heavily on Chinese-made parts to keep their equipment running smoothly. And with China on lockdown, with shipping times being extended and costing more money, these parts are going to take more money to get and they're going to take more time. Again, a lot of issues. We are going to be screwed. If we do not get a handle on our gas issues, we don't get a handle on oil, we are going to be screwed. And now everyone can say, oh, well, let's just go electric. Let's just go buy an electric vehicle. Well, that's great. If everybody just wants to go and plop down $60,000 to $80,000 on an electric vehicle, that's great. As an owner of Tesla stock, I would absolutely love if everybody just goes and buys a Tesla. But at the same time, how many people can afford to go put down $80,000 on a car? Not many. Or even just the lease of one of those cars. Again, a lot of people can't afford that. But again, that's just part of the problem. But here's another thing that actually came out just the other day. The Biden administration yesterday stated that they will be canceling the major Alaska oil and gas lease. Now, this was something that was supposed to be done, I believe, after next month, or had to be done before the end of next month. But that's the problem, is that got canceled. And this is more of a political move. Now, here's the issue. And I remember reading some comments this morning about, because I did talk about this morning, where people were saying that, well, that's a problem. That's a major concern because this is taking away from our supply. Well, here's the truth. By the Biden administration canceling this lease, what's happening is it's actually not taking away any of our supply. It just isn't, because this is something that would be a new drilling site. But what this is going to do, it's not going to give us more supply in the future to help with the rising demand. So canceling this will likely lead to higher gas prices in the next possibly 6 to 12 months. But as of today, it won't do us any good. It's not changing us in any way. So again, I don't want to provide misinformation. I want to provide you with the facts. And that is, the fact is, even though this will hurt us in the future, today it's not going to do a thing. It's going to make the American people mad. And again, this is why I believe that we are screwed if we don't get leadership in there. And again, Biden could be the guy. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to bash him too much, but something has to be done. He needs to make changes. The Biden administration has to make changes. What's going on right now is not working. Things have to be fixed. And it's insanity. If you keep doing the exact same thing over and over and expecting different results, well, that's the definition of insanity. Why do we keep going through the same motions, keep doing the same things? We keep getting the same results, and everybody wonders, hey, why? What was the purpose of that? Why did that happen? How did that happen? What can we do better next time? Well, we need to make changes. That's what we need to do. So again, I'm just here to provide you with the facts. I want to explain what's going on, why we could potentially be screwed as food shortages start to explode. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, ask your questions down in the comment section below. Also, make sure that if you are seeing food shortages, whether it's on baby formula, whether it's on cookies and crackers and ice cream or fruits and vegetables or meats, let us know what you are seeing and where you are from. You don't got to give the specific city, but if you could, let us know the state that you are from and what shortages you are seeing, because again, this is stuff that the mainstream media doesn't cover, because again, it's not the best news. It's not stuff that gets the clicks. But again, this is what's going on, and we need to be more prepared.